Hello gamers, welcome back to another mid as hell Snake Solid video. It is your host, Snake Solid, and wow, would you look at that? It's that time of the month again, when Persona 3 Reload news drops, and as you know, I eat that up like a rabid animal. So, I'm usually blindsided by news of Persona 3 Reload. They usually post news when I'm about to go to bed or when I've just woken up and I'm groggy and still going through my morning routine. However, this time, I have an edge up on them because I am prepared. I actually knew about this prior to the random ass news drop, which is just as much of a surprise to you as it is me, because I randomly saw an article a little bit before I went to bed yesterday. So I knew that I'd be waking up today to make another Persona 3 Reload video. But, as you know, I always have to be there, usually always on day one. To talk about it. I don't often do this before we get into the news of a video, but I am getting pretty close to 500 subscribers. It would be really cool to make it there by October, because I have something really fun planned for then. Anyways, let's get right into the news of the newest Persona 3 Reload trailer. Starting off the trailer, we hear Strega, and we're hearing Takai and Jin have their conversation that they had about if C's are really their enemy or not, and how they don't want to give up their powers to live a meaningless life. And then we sort of hear from some of the characters about how if they really want to erase the Dark Hour and stuff like that. It's the same conversations that we've heard in Persona 3, so it's nothing new, but it's interesting to hear. We also see things like Junpei's special attack, which it looks like these red special attacks that we saw Yukari do in the leak are actually going to be some form of special, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how that mechanic plays out. We also get to see Fuka using Oracle, which is really cool. And on top of that, we also get to see some Shinjiro gameplay too, which is cool. I always like seeing his big ass axes and hammers that he uses in Persona 3. I always thought that's kind of funny. Akihiko is wearing his uniform, it would look like, from the last trailer, but Shinjiro's there, so that kind of curbs the idea that they ramped up the equipment after Shinjiro's demise. But I'm still kind of leaning more towards the fact that they probably got the extra equipment when Fuka joined, because we haven't seen Fuka without the nav gear quite yet. The trailer then ends off by showing some Chidori interactions with Junpei, and something that I was extremely pleased to hear. We seem to get confirmation that Terraplat will still be doing Elizabeth, which I'm extremely happy over, because Terraplat as Elizabeth is just incredibly endearing, so just to see her reprise that role is fine, because honestly, Mitsuru's new VA isn't bad, but I do feel like we would have lost a lot of charm if Terraplat did not return as Elizabeth. I honestly just love seeing the Elizabeth scenes in the trailer, just because they are always extremely endearing, like the one where she pours coins into the fountain, or the one where she runs up the escalators instead of running down it. Though I do actually find that interesting. She's running up the escalators as it's taking her down instead of the other way around like she did in the original, but that's fine. And the song that she played on the piano made me lose my shit. That was really funny. Very stupid, but very funny at the same time. One more thing I want to say is I like the idea that they're going to go into Strega's backstory more and make them more fleshed out villains, because I honestly thought that they're cool in concept, a full team versus a full team type thing, because I don't think we've had that yet in a Persona game where you have a full rival team that you fight against at one point, just because. It might seem weird that I'm not commenting more on the gameplay that we see, but that's because there's actually a lot of Tartarus gameplay to go through, actually. And I just wanted to comment on how I love how weird and wrong Tartarus looks, and how unstable it is, and how it's literally moving as you explore it. It adds a lot of eeriness to the place, as well as changing the camera angle to be behind the characters instead of top down. The top-down angle kind of takes a lot away from it, but I still regardless really love the way it looks. Though I have the dock points from the person recording this gameplay. Yukari's not on their team, so that's really stupid. Slash joke. And I'm all for all the floors in Tartarus looking a little bit different than they did in the original, because I realized Block 3 actually looks quite a bit different. Or maybe it's not that it looks different, and maybe it's just that the idea they were going for originally can be more exact in this. And that's completely fine, because honestly, I love the whole shifting as you're walking through it look, because it really makes the entire place feel more dangerous and more creepy, which is something that I always wanted, because Tartarus in concept is absolutely terrifying, which it's literally the backrooms. It was the backrooms before the person did the backrooms. That's what Tartarus is. Anyways, there's a few other things that I want to mention, like how shuffle time returns, which I was very happy for, and it's pretty cool that it works the same way that it does in regular Persona 3 instead of doing the Persona 4 route. And on top of that, when a character summons their persona, it shows a animation in the menu of them putting the evoker to their head before they actually do it. That's pretty cool. Stuff like that is why this game just looks better and better with every single trailer that drops. But anyways, that's been a Snake Solid video. I appreciate anybody who's watched these. Let's get to 500 subscribers before October.